Well, hello there, strangers. Guess what I have? Soap. And I'm starting in pudding stage. We love the pudding stage. It's all in there. Everything's in there, including the lye, which is floating around in the bottom. Today will be my first soap in about 6 months, and I'm very excited. And I'm currently testing some fragrances for Heirloom body care. And I've started with the one that I like the least. Now, that's not to say that everybody else won't like it, because as a general rule, I don't like a lot of scents that everybody else likes. So this one is Hypnotic Poison Dior Style. I don't know, it smells like a perfume. I don't know what that smells like, so I'm going to assume that it smells like it's supposed to. It's not awful. Honestly, it's really not awful. It smells like, it's kind of powdery and musky, so it, like I said, it does smell like a perfume. I don't know if it smells like the perfume, but I would say, look, I don't hate it. It's just one of those fragrances that I generally wouldn't pick to use myself. I would definitely make it in a soap. It's got that, definitely got that, needs to be a soap smell. Which I've said about fragrances before, like it needs to be a soap. I think Macassar, Ebony and Peach, I think, is one that I always say, it just belongs in a soap. This one's quite kind of the same. So yeah, so I get to be the first one to use it and see what it does. So I am just getting this a little bit incorporated, and then I'm going to stick blend to get it a lot incorporated, and then we'll go from there. Oh, the joys of soaping in the shed with a very thin garage door. So as you can see, it's becoming way liquidy now. That will be a little bit of soap, I think. These things went through the dishwasher and they're not as clean as they should be. Still got a little bit of soap on them. Okay, actually they come off of this. I would say it did too, because I can see there's more in there. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. There's a bit of soap in there. Bit of soap. Doesn't matter, it's all soap. Okay, so the plan with this is to do 3 layers. One uncoloured, so to see how it discolours the soap, if it does. Then the other 2 I'm going to use Heirloom micas, because I have a lot of them. I have Heirloom and my Micro Obsession, so that needs a little bit more of a stir, because there's still just a little bit more in the corners that is still a little hard. So we'll get right into those, and we'll give it one more stir with the stick blender. Oh god, there's the phone. Scared the crap out of me. Actually, I'm going to put it in 3, so I've got 3 even layers. Oh god, I hope I don't get bloody copywritten for that. Da-da-da-da-da-da, making noise so you can't hear the background because it's stray kids. Oh no, stop ringing! Whoops-a-daisy, whoops-a-daisy. Oh dear, it was probably Dad. I don't get a lot of phone calls from anybody else. So I'm just going to pour these out fairly evenly, not fussing too much, because this is just soap and we don't need to stress about soap, because what would be the point? It's still going to turn out soap. It may not look perfect. Certainly won't smell perfect. No, I don't hate it that much. I'm just stirring. Alright. Get all of this up to here. Put that out of the way. Chuck that in there. You can go, I don't know where. There is not as much room in here. That's for sure. Oh. Okay, so we're going to leave one uncoloured, and then the other two I'm going to do, actually let's put this, well, just leave that as the uncoloured one instead of doing stupid things like that. In this one, we're going to use the Heirloom Sky Blue Mica, which is super pretty. And then in this one, we're going to use the Mysterious Mica, which, oh, I absolutely detest these bags. Not the My Micro Obsession bags, just these sachets, whatever they're called. I just hate them. So I'm not very good at opening them. Oh dear. Alright, so this should be interesting. What I'm going to do, let's just mix these up with the thingamajiggy first, just to get it a bit incorporated. I'm trying to think of best ways to not mix this soap unless I have to, because I want to see what the fragrance does. So if I just use this first and don't thicken them up at all, this means they're not going to be very much thicker than the uncoloured one. That's my line of thinking anyway. I chose blue because this fragrance kind of has that powdery smell, musky smell to it, and that always sort of rings blue in my head. Might be a bit weird, but the fragrance is very dark, so it will be interesting to see if it discolours or not. And it's also kind of floral, I guess, is it? So let's see. We've got the thing right here, so we're good to go if something happens. Alright, let's have a look. Let's move. Oh yeah. Oh, that's ricey. Okay, so it definitely rices. Oh. Okay. It definitely rises when you very first pour it in, but then it blends straight back out. Okay. Alright, that's weird. And it's staying fluid. Okay. You usually don't see that when something rises. It usually doesn't blend straight back out like that. Okay, that's really weird. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a bit of a stick blend. Just because we've seen that if you just mix it in by hand, it stays fluid, really fluid. So let's give it a bit of a stick blend and see what happens. Just a quick one, and I will leave the camera on normal speed so you can see how long that I stick blend it for. Just going to do that. Yeah, look, it's thickening up a little bit. We're probably at a medium trace. I'll give it one more burst. Just do that. Get that out of there. I don't think, it's definitely not like a regular floral in that it hasn't gone bananas accelerating. Like, it's got a little bit thicker. I mean, if you look at that, there's not a great deal of difference. Look at that. It's really not a lot of difference. That's actually really well behaved. It's very powdery. I don't know if that's a desired thing or not. I don't know. I don't like perfume. I don't like perfume. Hello. Thank you. I wanted to do one of these also. I thought these would be good for photos. And just to have it sort of off on its own as well. So that one one can go there. I probably will not remember which one is which, so I'll have to mark those. We don't need any of this, so I'll just get it all out and put it all down the sides of the mould, because apparently I don't know how to soap anymore. Honestly, it's not that bad of a fragrance. Like, yeah, honestly, it's just powdery and musky, and I do like musk anyway, so I do like powder, so it's not that bad. It's not something that I would go out of my way to buy, which means a lot of other people will. That's always the way. The fragrances that I don't like, other people do. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Alright. Oh my god, no, look at that. Like, how liquid is that? Layers are going to be fun. Alright, I'm intrigued by this. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. How gross is that? I thought for sure that was going to just be like the worst one ever. No, that mixes out. Even in coloured soap. Just, there's a little bit on the side there. Let's make sure we get all of that and mix it through. I'm sorry, this is not the optimal camera setup here yet. I forgot I had to set the camera up before I started soaping. So it was very last minute. Did I see? No, they're just bubbles. Is that rice? Yeah, it's a little bit ricey in there. Okay. Tiny, tiny bit. Yeah. Okay. There's definitely more in here than there was in the uncoloured soap. So we'll just keep mixing. Yeah, okay. Can you see that? There's a few bits on there. So it definitely needs a stick blend. Interesting. I don't like the colour, so let's put in, we're going to have to stick blend it anyway, so let's put in some titanium. There we go, so that'll make a nice pretty blue. I'll leave that out because I may hate the mysterious as well, although that's unlikely because I do like that colour. You won't see that incorporate until I stick blend it, because titanium dioxide does not incorporate until you stick blend it. Alright, so let's give that a stick blend. Now I've said stick blend 55 times. Take a shot every time I say stick blend. Alright, here we go. I'll just put all of the bubbles from the entire universe in there. Interesting. Okay, so that looks like it's at a very thick trace right now, which is interesting because that in there is not a thick trace. So I don't know what's quite going on. Too many oils, too many oils. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to need one of these. Assuming this cures correctly, I'll need one of these for the markets. Still not a fan of the colour, I've got to say. Alright, so I am really intrigued by that, the difference between these from coloured. You know what? That's loosening up as well. Yeah, that's definitely loosening up now. What an interesting fragrance. Yeah, look at that. It's definitely not as thick as it was. So I've seen fragrances do this before. They'll get really thick really quickly and then they will loosen back down. I can't tell you offhand what the fragrances were, but I have seen it happen before, so it's not an uncommon, well, I mean it might be uncommon, but it's not something that never happens. But yeah, that has definitely loosened back down again, which makes for layers a little hard, but I've also got my control over there, I guess, so we'll try and just do this as gently as possible. Because I'm left-handed, we're going to stop there. And then we're going to spin it round gently. You don't want to move it too much while there's still a little bit of the first layer because it'll pop up. Once you've got your second layer on top of your first layer, you can move it around a little bit more and the bottom layer won't do anything too stupid. So greasy today. Yeah, the looseness of this is so very interesting. Very interesting. Look at this, it's just like this is almost liquid again in here. Well, I mean, it's still liquid. You know what I mean. Oh, jeez. Jeez Louise. Oh, it's balmy out here today. I had a bit of a nap this morning because I got up at about midnight. So I had a bit of a nap this morning to wait until it was nice and warm to soap. Maybe I shouldn't have. Oh, it was nice. We're going to have a nap with the cat. We don't do that very often. He hears the foot of the chair go up and that's it. He's straight over there. So I have a recliner, so. Alright. This is gross. Stop being gross. Okay, last colour. Second colour, whatever one you want to call it. Now, soap batter's quite nice. I'd say it's at a thin trace. Okay, so let's put this over here. I'll put this right under. I mean, the lighting's not very good because I don't have a light directly overhead. Oh, how gross does that look? So gross. So gross. And you can see, that's what severe ricing looks like. This is not severe because it mixes in. If you have a severe ricing, what will happen is it will stay like that. You won't be able to mix it down, which this one does, just with the spatula, but not all of the way. But it'll be interesting to see how it behaves in this colour. Definitely got more ricing in this colour again, I think. Yeah, there's a lot more little pieces. I don't know if you can see that. I'll get some light on it. Yeah, it's definitely, again, a little bit ricier. Now, it could just be a matter of this is a darker colour and it's, excuse me, focus, thank you, and you can see it more. That could be all it is. But there's definitely some chunks in there. You can see there's an especially big one up the top here. Definitely. So we will get the stick blender and we will do something about that. It's still fairly loose. Alright, so I'm just putting that there. And I put all the bubbles in there again. Yeah, that goes very thick very quick. Look at that. Look how thick that is. Interesting. I stick blended that for longer. Oh, whoops a daisy. I put too much water in my... Oh, no. There's a bit of water on the bench over there. It's okay. It's not on camera. You can't see it. You don't know what happened. Except I told you. Yes, that's nice and smooth now. Except for all the bubbles. Look at all the bubbles. Oh, jeez. Oh yeah, no, they're definitely bubbles. You can see that they're bubbles. I don't know how to show you that they're bubbles. You can see that they pop, whereas when it's ricing, it literally looks like little bits of rice. Yeah, no, that's all come back down really nicely. Yeah, no, that's all bubbles. This fragrance is not overly strong, like it's not, you know how you get those fragrances sometimes that you soap with that just make you sick because they're just so strong. This is not like that. I can smell it and it's not, like I don't think I'm going to be able to smell it on everything later. That has definitely, ooh, okay, look at that. That has definitely set up. Compared to the first layer, this is set up a lot quicker. You also have to remember that these two were sitting for a while I was making the first layer. So I'm just going to do that. And get another paper towel. And then we'll get this in the mould. I'm not going to worry about using the spatula because that's definitely hard enough. I'll try and be on camera. It's been a while. It's been a while. All the batteries for the camera were flat. I didn't even know where the camera was. Because I have made one soap since being, so this is not my first soap in this house, this will be the second. It'll be my first loaf in this house. I made a soap about a month after I moved in and just tested some new moulds that I got, just like some clouds and flowers and whatnot. They were just fun moulds, and didn't film it or anything, so I didn't need to find the camera. But there you go, that's it. Like I said, it's not overpowering or awful, so gone quiet, still on the top. Only way to shut me up. There we go, that'll do. Looks kind of like, I don't know, weird. No. There we go. So that, I think, was a success. Personally, I think it was a success. I mean, it riced, but not badly. Alright, well, we'll see you when it's time to cut it. We'll see then if it's got any fragrance leakage or anything like that. Alright, ta-da! Hello! Okay, so this has definitely discoloured. You can see the difference in the top to the side. You can also see it in the little cube. You can definitely, it's got like a greenish browny tinge to the top. And the little one that's just white, you can see is definitely not white. So yes, it has definitely discoloured. Okay, let's get this out of here. Probably should have got it out first, eh? I was really good, and I have waited a whole 24 hours to unmold this. And now I can't, because apparently my fingers don't work. I was trying not to do that, and yet I did it anyway. Okay, so let's get just a little bit off the ends. This could be in need of a tighten because it's been a long time since I've used this. Oh yeah, definitely you can see that it's going to discolour for sure. Okay, I can go down with those. Yeah, look at the difference in that. So, but that's what it is, that's what's happened. That's definitely, like, I'll show you the difference from the side which has not been exposed to the air yet, and the top, you can see this is a very dirty colour, whereas this is the prettier blues that originally made it. So that's definitely going to discolour, which is a pity. It also looks like there's a little bit, if you would focus, could you focus please? You can see here, looks like a little bit of ricing, which could have happened after it went in the mould, which is very possible. We'll get another little one at the top here, if I can get it to focus. Excuse me. No, not going to focus. Don't want to focus. I don't know what it's doing. There we go. You can see this little bit at the top here. So yeah. It doesn't look too bad though. Like, I could have just done with a bit more mixing. I did not mix that bottom layer very much. So yeah, that's it. It's definitely going to discolour. That's for sure. No, we'll see how bad it goes though. That will be interesting. Oh, I don't mind it though. Oh, that's our, what's that one? Oh, the blue one, so that's Hypnotic, although I keep thinking it's green because the top looks green. But yeah, that's the Hypnotic, so we will see what we will see. Alright, I'll see you for the next one.